if you're going to do Bayley, you can't rush that. You have to establish the character, give her some wins first, and then have her win the title, which brings me to my next grand idea.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into Discussions on the Takedown on SI.
We're
Zack.
back.
That's Rick. We're here. We're back. Hiatus over. Rick, what's going on, man?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, we took a little bit of a break to kind of reassess how we wanted to do this series, see if Friday mornings worked best, and it kind of didn't. So we're gonna try the weekends now, kind of give us a chance to pick the biggest story of the entire week, kind of mull it over, and then, hey, when Monday Night Raw rolls around, we'll see if we were wrong, or if it's a SmackDown thing, we'll see if we're wrong, see if we can get a little bit more legs out of it. But we're going to try and run this on Saturday mornings now, which will also give me a little bit more time on the production side of things to get this together. Sometimes it's a tough turnaround on Friday. So we are going to be doing this on Saturdays moving forward. So hopefully you'll join us here every weekend on the Takedown on SI YouTube channel. And, Zach, we really try to narrow this down to one topic each week, a myriad to choose from.
Lots to choose from this week.
But I feel like so much of the focus has been on WWE and the ESPN deal and counter-programming AEW that I still feel like, though, the biggest story of the entire week from an on-screen standpoint was the major announcement that we got from Naomi on Monday Night Raw, where she announced that she was pregnant, which, first off, congratulations to her and Jimmy. This, regardless of the circumstances, is spectacular news. We wish them all the best, obviously. But it does kind of create an issue for WWE, seeing as they just, this was the culmination of Naomi's spectacular year. She wins Money in the Bank. She cashes in grand fashion. She retains the championship at SummerSlam. She was set to defend against, we believe anyway, that she would have got past Io Sky if she could have wrestled that matchup. It's got to be wrestling Stephanie Vaquer at Clash of Paris. That is obviously not happening. There is no women's world champion. Is there going to be a women's world title match at Clash of Paris? We don't know.
No idea.
We know nothing at this point, which creates an interesting question. What does WWE do here, Zach?
So first of all, second what you said about Naomi, it's awesome. That news is great. I thought her delivering that news to the audience was really good too, really well done, and just so her and so genuine. It was really cool. But in terms of what the heck does WWE do with the Raw Women's Division and the world title picture, it's like the good news here is that you've got a lot of avenues you can go. You can go back to the Io Sky business. You can go back with Rhea Ripley. If you want to crown a brand new star in a big way, you can go right to Stephanie Vaquer. You can do the same thing with Roxanne Perez on the heel side of things. There's a lot of potential options. That's good for WWE. What they don't have is a surefire option. And I think you can make good arguments for all of those. If it were me and I'm booking this out, I think I'm taking Io Sky, who had a title match, and I'm taking Stephanie Vaquer, who also was owed a title match. Put them together and let them go. Let them really, really go. Let them have a year-defining world championship match on Raw for that championship. That's what I would be doing here. And I think those two, Io Sky, man, she's just next level right now. I mean, anything she touches turns to gold. Tag team match, triple threat, what have you. She's on just that Shawn Michaels 1996, 1997 level of in-ring work where she just clicks. Use her to get a really good match out of Stephanie Vaquer, showcase Vaquer in a big way, and give Vaquer the push. So that's what I would do if I was in WWE's shoes. I would view this as an opportunity and run with it.
So what I think ultimately WWE is going to do is just ride with Stephanie Vaquer. And in a bubble, I have no issue with that. Stephanie has burst onto the scene in WWE, even when she was in NXT.
Yeah, she
immediately was a megastar and was getting spectacular reactions on the main roster at the Royal Rumble. We were there for that earlier this year in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reactions that she got on the main roster instantly from coming up from NXT were unlike anything we've heard in a long time. Like people instantly gravitated toward her. So yes, in a bubble, I can sit here and say, yeah, all right, well, you had her as the number one contender. Figure out whatever match it is that you want to do at Clash in Paris and put the title on her. The problem with that is they haven't done anything with Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah,
she hasn't even been on TV in the last 2 weeks. I'm sitting here and I'm going, you got your number one contender. Granted, I know things have been going, a lot of uncertainty and a lot of cloud and everything's been shaded around what was going on with Naomi over the past 2 weeks. But you didn't even get Stephanie involved on Raw at all beforehand, afterhand, during whatever it was to set up what could be next. And maybe they're still trying to figure out what it is they want to do. But if you're going to run this match at Clash in Paris, man, you're going to be doing it with an extremely cold build. And also, the issue with Io Sky is she's already moved on. Like, she didn't get her title match, but they've moved her on to other programs. Same with Rhea Ripley. They have now started this Io Sky Rhea Ripley bond, seemingly turning the Kabuki Warriors heel. And now you have those four who have already started a program. So do you halt that, remove one of the women from that situation, and put them as your world champion moving forward? Or do you go to some of the other, choices on the roster, of which you do have some? This is where I'm leaning toward, though, pausing the match and not having your women's world champion be crowned at Clash in Paris.
Okay.
I would much rather them slow play this and be patient. And I would be perfectly fine with them not having a women's world champion for a month or two until they can figure out. And the only thing that sucks is that like the next pay-per-view after this is a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. So that's not the best place to do something like that. But all right, still, if it means that you can cultivate your story between Io, Rhea, and the Kabuki Warriors, you can let whatever is happening with Bayley happen, naturally, organically. If she's turning heel, if she's presenting a new character, whatever it is, you could establish her and get her going. And then all of a sudden she becomes a viable candidate to carry your women's world championship. Stephanie Vaquer obviously is the easy option, the easy choice. You could go ahead and just put the title on her. But at the same time, let's say you do put it on Stephanie. Okay, what's her first big program? Like, you have, if she's a baby face, right? So she's a baby face. Who is your big bad? Do you turn Bayley heel, and is she the big bad that you put up against her? Is it somebody like do you introduce Natty? Right? Do you actually introduce Natty and have her be this badass heel persona? The problem is if you do that, you almost kind of expect Natty to win, right? Because and I know Triple H in this fashion, he's not going to introduce a badass character like that just to have her lose, which is why Natalya on Monday wrestled as Natalya and not as Natty, because she wasn't going to beat Becky Lynch.
Right.
Do you go with,
Roxanne?
That's kind of where I was getting toward here. Like, you have two women right now, and I'm going to throw Raquel Rodriguez in there as well, because Raquel Rodriguez is on an absolute heater. She is on the roll of her in-ring career thus far, dating all the way back to that banger of a matchup that she had with Rhea Ripley in Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions, which is something that I did talk to Raquel about during SummerSlam weekend, and that piece is going to be coming out next week whenever I get a chance to write it. But we're going to talk about that badass table finish that they had. So we're going to dive into that as well. But I would consider her an option and give her the chance to run with it. I mean, unless to me you are going to do something like see if the man really does hold down the entire women's division and let Becky Lynch run as a double champion. I know people are going to roll their eyes at that, but I think it should definitely be on the table, because Becky makes everything matter. and she could carry the entire brand and, put other people over and build up somebody like a Stephanie Vaquer. Remember what she did before she left? Everybody thought Liv Morgan was going to win the Women's World Championship and carry it for the summer. And then Becky won that battle royal, and everybody online buried her for it. And they're like, Becky Hogan, this, that, and all that other BS. They didn't realize that they put it on Becky so Becky could give the win to Liv at another pay-per-view and then put her over again on Monday Night Raw before she exited the company.
Right.
You could do something similar like that, where you have Becky carry the title and put over somebody like a Stephanie Vaquer, or put over somebody like, I don't know. See, the problem, there's not a lot of great, like, they have talent, but it's just like, there's not a really solid mix of babyface heels, whichever way you go. It feels like they're lacking in one way or the other, but you do have Rhea, you do have Io. I'm kind of leaning toward that heel option. If you put it on a Raquel or a Roxanne Perez, who has, reportedly the WWE has big plans for her, or you put it on somebody like a Becky, I feel like there's more options for them to feud with if you put it on somebody like a Stephanie Vaquer. And then it's like, okay, well, where do you go from here? Because you don't have a whole lot of heel options, again, unless it's you're turning somebody like Bayley. This is where the absence of Liv Morgan really, really hurts.
Well, I was going to say, though, if you put the title on Roxanne and Raquel, you have your Liv Morgan return storyline all set to go.
Sure. Yes.
It's right.
Yes.
It's right there. And you can go right. I mean, they've already been planting the seeds for Raquel and Liv and Roxanne and Liv anyway, even before this thing happened with the title and Naomi. Like, that was clearly a match they were going towards. You can elevate that. Let me ask you a question. We've seen the last 2 weeks major character development and a gimmick change, essentially, for Bayley. The voices in her head, really personal interviews. Is this a situation where maybe could you use a title win for Bayley to just ramp up that character to a really high volume? Admittedly, sooner than you wanted, potentially.
Right. And that's where I'm saying, like, you have to slow play this. If you're going to do something like that, you have to slow play this, and you have to get Bayley wins. She hasn't won a singles match
forever.
She hasn't won it forever. I don't know. Like, I think her last singles win was the spring, if then. I know Michael Cole said it on commentary. I can't remember when it was, but
before WrestleMania, right?
Right. Yeah. So she has not won a singles match in a very, very long time. Yeah. So you got to ramp her up. Like, when they did this for her when she won the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble, she hadn't won a whole lot of matches leading up to that, but the Royal Rumble is your golden ticket, right? You've earned that. You've won that. And then they booked her accordingly up to her title win at WrestleMania 40.
And she got that win, which was...
And yes, and she got it. So, like, you have to, if you're going to do Bayley, you can't rush that. You have to establish the character, give her some wins first, and then have her win the title, which brings me to my next grand idea.
Do tell.
Why not just do a tournament?
Oh,
why not? I know that Stephanie Vaquer has earned a #1 contendership, but think about what you can do. And I'm gonna give credit to Tony Khan on this, because I don't think anybody books a tournament better than Tony Khan. Mm-hmm. Look at what he's been able to do with the Continental Classic, getting guys over like Kyle Fletcher, getting over Daniel Garcia, who didn't even win a damn match in the entire tournament until the last one. Establishing Mark Briscoe, right? Like, as a top level singles competitor. Like, even in defeat, these people were getting over with the audience. I think if you actually did a full out, fleshed out tournament, you could give Bayley wins. You could establish a natty character. You could heat up somebody like a Lyra Valkyria, who is been off of television since she lost to Becky Lynch. I don't know if she's taken time off or not, but she's somebody who has shown that she can elevate herself. Still working through the character stuff, but she could elevate herself up, and maybe she deserves a shot. And you let whoever wins that tournament defend against Stephanie Vaquer. And if it's somebody like a Becky Lynch who wins the tournament, or somebody like I'll throw it out there, somebody like a Nikki Bella who wins the tournament. There's I leave no stone unturned, leave no option unturned. Heat up somebody like Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane is the Montez Ford of the women's division for me. I keep waiting for her monster singles run, and it never comes. It never comes. You have a lot of great options. I feel like a really strongly booked tournament could fire up so many different people and establish a women's world champion and make it fair to Stephanie. She gets a bye basically to the finals where she gets to challenge whoever wins the tournament. She's automatically the number one contender. But you got to keep her relevant too and keep her on television throughout.
Yeah, you got to put Stephanie on television. That's from you make a good argument just because inside of a tournament you can take care of a lot of things, right? You can get this person to win and that person to win and that person to win. And you can position people certain ways and tell different stories. That's the benefit of going with a tournament. What I don't want to see, and this is where when you say tournament, I go, because like I don't know that I want like, all right, we're gonna have 3 fatal 5-way matches, and then those matches are gonna crown.
Yeah, no, one-on-ones.
Yeah, like it's got to be one-on-one. It's got to be one-on-one.
And no DQ stuff too. Like WWE would have to get rid of so many of the crutches that they do and just stop trying to protect everybody. You want to build a new star? Have Roxanne Perez beat Rhea Ripley. Right. You want to establish a new character? Have Natty knock off somebody like Asuka. Yeah. Like that's what you have to do in that situation. You want to establish a new character? Have Bayley like run roughshod and beat Io Sky again, or beat beat Lyra Valkyria, somebody that she has some history with. You could, if you want to, conceivably have some wild cards. Maybe you bring up somebody from NXT to get involved in this, or you know what? Here's a real wild card situation for you, since people are just randomly changing rosters all of a sudden. And I'm looking at you, Sami Zayn and LA Knight. Bianca Belair ready to come back?
Yeah, right. But that is what a tournament would open up for you, and yes. You just have. But to your point though, you got to maintain integrity with it though. One-on-one, clean finishes, and tell your story. Look good. Just like good football teams lose games sometimes. Like your good big stars can lose matches. It's not going to the end of the world.
Becky Lynch is the greatest of all time. We've said it. It's not just her saying it. It's us saying it. It's Sports Illustrated. We've said it.
Yeah.
We've said it. She's the greatest of all time. She's never been unbeatable.
Right.
She's never, what makes her great is her ability to take an ass kicking and then come back and kick somebody's ass.
Yeah. Like, same with Bryan Danielson. I mean, he did a lot of jobs in his career, and he's, renowned as one of the best ever.
You don't have to be this unstoppable monster, right? Like you can put people over by losing and winning. And that's what what made Becky so great. Like she helped establish Bianca Belair. And even though she is still the women's Intercontinental Champion, she helped establish Lyra Valkyria. I think you could finish off. All right. You could incorporate a lot of different storylines into a tournament as well. You can have Io Sky and Rhea Ripley meet in the semifinals. Oh, damn. All of a sudden, now here we go. Does Rhea finally beat Io, or does Io advance? You could have Io versus Asuka. You could have, you could have Roxanne and Raquel have to face each other. That would be interesting. You could work your way all the way to the finals and have it be Bayley and Lyra.
Yeah.
And finish off that storyline as well. There's a lot of great creative things that you can do if you took your time and built a proper tournament to crown a new women's world champion. But what they will probably do is hotshot the title to Stephanie Vaquer as quickly as possible and let her carry it. That's probably what they're going to end up doing.
That is probably what they're going to do.
It's the simplest decision. It's probably the easiest decision. Does it make it the right one?
No.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. She might exceed all expectations and shine with that dang thing. But she's not. You haven't done anything with her. You haven't done anything with her since Evolution. She's barely been on TV. Has she wrestled a match? I can't remember.
Well, I don't think so.
She hasn't been on TV in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's maddening to me what they've done. Even though they've won big matches, it's maddening to me what they've done with Stephanie and Julia since they brought them up. They rushed them up just to like have them win a couple big matches and then not do anything with them. You realize Julia's wrestled once since she won the United States Championship?
Yeah, and you know what the thing with Julia is too, and Stephanie for that matter, but more so Julia. They're like, I think her ability to like really get over is because she's so compelling having matches in the ring. It's not promos, it's not like, you know, backstage stuff or vignettes or anything like that. It's getting her in the ring and showcasing what she can do. Same thing with Stephanie Vaquer. Like, that is how Stephanie got over so fast in NXT, is by having just crazy good matches that people could get behind. And if you take that away from them, it's like you're making them have to succeed in part of their game that's not the most polished. It's not that it's not polished at all. It's just not as polished as the in-ring. And I think you miss a lot on that.
Yeah, you're paddling upstream is what you're doing. And again, I figured something was going to fall by the wayside. Somebody was really going to be hurt by SmackDown dropping down to 2 hours.
Yeah,
I said this, and it was either going to be one or the other. It was going to be the women's mid-card championship, or it was going to be the tag team division.
Tag team. Yep.
And so far, it has been the women's United States Championship that has fallen by the wayside. They could not even get that thing defended on the all-women's pay-per-view.
I know.
That thing does not stand a chance. Not a chance of ever being defended on a regular PLE. I don't think it's going to be defended on a regular PLE the rest of this year. I would be surprised if it doesn't get defended on a regular PLE until maybe WrestleMania next year. Maybe.
Yeah. No, look, I think you're right. I think you're right. And, you know, we said all of these names: Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Natty, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez. Like, it's an embarrassment of riches in a lot of ways.
Sure. Yes.
If you put the pieces on the game board in the right way.
The participants are there.
Yeah.
They'll make no mistake. It's not like they're lacking options. They have great options. It's just the timing and the positioning isn't lined up.
Yeah.
Which is why rushing something doesn't make sense. That's why I'm like, I don't know if you need to do this. I know you advertise Stephanie getting a title shot at Clash in Paris, but obviously, hey, card is subject to change.
Yes, if there's ever
circumstances, you don't have to do it. You got 7 other matches that you could do on that night, and it would still be a spectacular show. Take your time, figure out what the right course of action is. Just while you're figuring out what the right course of action is, book Stephanie Vaquer on your damn show and have her win some matches.
Yeah.
And it's not hard.
It's not
hard. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard.
Triple H will wait for our commission checks in the mail. You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the return of discussions here on the Takedown on SI. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys are locked and loaded on the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications so that you know when we drop new cool stuff. And that way you don't miss anything. If you're reading this or listening to this on Saturday, you can check out our Forbidden Door preview that we did. Myself, Rick, and SP3. Every single match, predictions, analysis to get you ready for the big AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling event coming up on Sunday from the UK. But
you're dropping something here soon, aren't you?
I didn't know how soon, so I didn't know if I should plug it or not. But yes,
it's going up. It's going up this weekend. So go ahead and
Will freaking Ospreay. Yes, it's been a long journey to interview Mr. Ospreay, but man, I'm so excited for you guys.
We have made several swings to get him on this channel.
Yes, but he was worth the wait. He was just so transparent in answers, not just about like pro wrestling and Forbidden Door and AEW, but about his own health. He really spent a lot of time talking to me about that and his concern. And I think you guys are going to love the conversation. I'm excited to share it with you guys. So hit subscribe so you don't miss it.